Two unemployed actors, two unemployed actors. They're just between projects.
Welcome back to Two Unemployed Actors. I'm Max.
I'm Sam.
And big show today. I've got some stories about being on set, which is great because
Yes,
it's always
please.
good to be on set as an actor.
Yes.
A couple of corporate shoots and a script that's landed in my lap for an AFTRS shoot. So plenty to talk about. First of all, though, have you seen the Fatman trailer?
Yes.
What is that? What is that
Remind
movie?
me what it is.
So
then,
Mel
but I have
Gibson playing a Santa.
Oh, yes.
And a boy who got a lump of coal because he was naughty has hired hitmen to kill
Yes.
Santa. It's like it starts out as this kind of Tim Burton.
I thought it
sort
was a
of
normal film when the
fairy
trailer
tale,
started.
and then it turns into this Die Hard type
It looks like a
situation.
satire.
I'm not
I
sure.
don't know what it is.
I don't know.
Because it started out looking normal. And then something happened in the trailer where I was like,
It's full on. Like, I don't understand it at all, but I think I'm still curious. Like, I want to
I don't know anymore.
see what it is. But it's like it's weird. It's just suddenly dropped with no explanation, and it's full on. Anyway, I'll put it on our Facebook so that anyone else
You
who's
guys should
listening can
watch
try and
it. It's
explain it.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So last week it was all about alcohol, which is kind of cool.
Oh, yeah, your
So
wine stuff.
I don't have to pretend to like it. First of all, Monday, and this was interesting because I'm on this online platform in Australia called Star Now, and I got a tap on the shoulder on Friday saying, "Hey, client really likes you. We're doing a shoot for social media for an RSL club, so basically like a pub bar setup in Gladesville in Sydney, and we'd like you to be there. Can you do Monday?"
Cool.
Sure, no worries. Good rate too, I have to say, and 2 p.m. till 8 p.m. So it was basically 4 of us, 2 guys, 2 girls. So doing various setups for social media. So quick videos and photographs as well.
Cool.
To promote the club on social media. So, us walking in, meeting, high-fiving, drinking, whatever. So it's basically there's lots of me with a beer. And the photographer's like, drink it, and top up his beer.
Oh, no.
So I think, although I sipped everything, I'm confident I had like 2 standard drinks
Oh,
throughout the...
Only 2. I thought you were going to be like
I had
7.
to drive home. I'm like, if I'd have known, I would have enjoyed a bit more, but caught the train or something, or Ubered, you know what I mean?
Oh, God.
And then Tuesday is the interesting one because this is the one that can lead to more work. And look, it was a fairly low, just below union rate for each hour to film. And the premise is it's a wine company that sends out wine. It also has some in retail, and there's a QR code. You scan it, and there's Maxi who can tell you more about the wine.
Very cool.
And perhaps a co-presenter as well. So it like great idea. And talking to the owner, like really amazing business plan. He's a guy who's specialised in sort of starting businesses up.
Oh, very cool.
So he's like solid, and it's great. And he's already ordered more audiovisual equipment to help record. So that tells me that things are on the right track. He sent my stuff. He actually told me.
So is
he
it
sent
for
my,
an app? It's for an app? Or?
Well, no, it's the company on their website,
On their
and
website.
basically because it's not an app because it doesn't matter what you have. You scan the QR code, and we're all kind of used to that now, checking in with COVID to places. But you scan the QR code, and there's Maxi saying this wine is from the Barossa Valley, and it's amazing drop cause, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And so it's a nice way to find out more, and you can have little packs of like 6 mini bottles.
Okay.
So like for $18 Australian, you can purchase that, and that's about the price of a decent bottle. And you might try different varieties you might not normally have tried otherwise, but because it's a small bottle, it just seems like a bit of an interesting purchase to buy in.
Okay.
And then there's the QR code on each one to explain what it's about. So that's the business plan. The pilot.
And this was through Star Now?
Another one through Star Now. And this is the pilot. So it was 6 p.m. till 10 because it's in a commercial setup, and they wanted to have quiet, obviously. So I thought, okay, this will be interesting. I know it was a low hourly rate, but really it's about what happens next.
Yeah.
So I'm ready to go, right? Ready for anything. Not sure if they knew what they were doing, or there were professionals there, or he's going to do on his handicam. I don't know what's going on, right? I turn up, and it's a great space, green screen, all professionally lit, and great cameras, professional director, and photographer / soundy. I think that gave me some comfort. An editor was there as well from one of the outlets that that's looking at writing about the new business, another sense of confidence, right? And it was all perfectly lit. So they'd done everything before we turn up.
Very nice.
Ready to go into presenting mode.
Jump straight in.
Yeah. So there's a bit of green screen, Maxie on the green screen talking about the region, blah, 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 whatever. And then a bit of talk too, where I was there with, now the co-presenter dropped out that day because she was sick.
Oh.
So she organised someone to sub in.
Okay.
Anyway, at the end of the day, we were filming until 2 a.m.
Oh my
It
God.
was a big night. Here I am at 1:30 with a script I've seen 5 seconds before on the teleprompter, ready to go, making it sound like it's fresh, and I'm so passionate for this wine
my
and really
God.
engaged. So it took a bit of effort.
Where did you do it? Where did you shoot it?
At their head office, which
Okay.
is just south of the airport here in Sydney.
Okay.
And I'm like, look, so I had no issues working through it because over the period of the evening, I'd spoken at length with the founder.
Mm-hmm.
And what was interesting too, he said that he'd sent my online profile to the 6 board members of various prominent businesses they work in, but also they're on the board related to the industry and growth industry. So again, more confidence that it's the real deal. And all 6 of them said yes, okay, to Maxi. So that was a nice
Very
little
good.
ego boost at
Congrats.
I think about 11 p.m. that night, which is what I needed.
Yeah.
So, it's a great lesson in ask a few questions, find out a bit more about the business rather than just the project.
Yeah.
Because looking at it, it's not one I would have gone for. But because I found out more about how it could lead to a regular one day at a really good hourly rate every month of work, I was in.
Yeah.
And happy to go push it till 2 a.m, knowing that the quality of work we were recording was to go to the founders to get another injection of cash as well from an investor to then move forward to the next stage, which is Maxi turning up and talking about all the wines.
This was a different wine company or the same one?
The same wine company.
Same one.
Yeah, same wine company. So they basically it's a business that's set up. They don't make wine, but they help Celador vineyards provide their volume at retail and also from online in various small packs or the actual bottles. So, they're already talking. I think they've got 7 distribution channels organised and prioritised, and so it's moving forward. The production equipment's already on its way. It's solid. So hopefully they move forward with me based on Tuesday, because that was a hell of an effort. I got to say, I was Wednesday. I slept in Wednesday because I'm like, come on, don't be hero Max. I had shit to do, but I pushed it off because I'm like, no, I'll sleep. Even after I slept in, I was still a bit out of it, jet lag.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't prepared for a night shoot, which is really what it was. Because
no, you need mindset.
I would have, slept in a bit on the Tuesday before and, taking it a bit easy. But I was all over the place on the Tuesday because it just moved. I'm getting shit done, and I've got to do voiceovers, and then boom, it's into. And mind you, I didn't finish till 8:30 or whatever the night before. So come 2 a.m, I did my best. I'm driving home. Lucky it was only 10 minutes away because again, I'm sipping wine. So I'm there, and for every shoot, we had various takes. I'm practicing how, because basically it's, okay, I got the eye line. I'm talking to the camera, right? Reading the auto cue, acknowledging the person next to me playing the visitor, who I'm also talking to about the wine. Then a quick lesson in how to actually pour the wine appropriately and how to hold the glass as you do it. When to pour hers, when to pour mine, how to hold the bottle so the label's not facing the camera, how to put the bottle back down without making a sound while I'm talking, and when to do all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, my little brain's at explosion. So all the brain cells were on fire that night. They're all working hard
Straight to 2 a.m.
while I'm sipping wine.
That's crazy.
They had a spit bucket, but I'm
Did
sipping.
you choose to use it?
I did, but I basically sipped during the take, and then every now and then I'm like, that was a really good drop. I'll have another sip, or I might finish that little bit of a taster. Other times I'd take the sip and then empty the rest of it.
Okay, so how many standards do you have that night?
I had another couple, I'd say, over the period, and we're talking small sips. I had and they were taster drops, like not filling the glass as you would at Celador.
Yeah.
I'm like, that was full. Again, 10 minutes away. If I'd have known, I said to the owner, I said to everyone, I said, mate, I should have Ubered here. And then just had enjoyed. But then could you imagine what I would sound like by 2 a.m? So there was that to consider as well.
I don't want you to get too drunk.
Yeah. Buy this drop. Amazing. Oh my God, it's good. Get it in ya.
Oh my god. It would have been fun, especially at 2 a.m.
Oh my god, it would have been amazing. But so that was great. So it was a busy front end of the weekend.
It's really
Yeah, he likes to hide. He's a sausage dog. They like to hide and bury themselves. I know,
so
he's
odd.
got such a personality. You right, mate? Good? Yeah, you want to say anything? Didn't think so. He's not getting paid, so neither are we actually.
Yeah, neither
Hey,
am I. Maybe I
you
should
right,
just
mate?
sit in silence.
Do you want dog treats?
Yeah, yes.
That's all I can afford to pay.
let's do
Works
that.
for him. You can eat dog
Yeah, free.
treats. They look pretty good, actually. He
Never
loves
tried
them.
it.
Yeah, I was on the Monday night shoot, and I get a message from, like, around the dinner table, having real dinner this time, not the fake one. And I'm chatting with the production director who's busy. Look, he's doing 6 days a week. It's so busy at the moment,
Wow.
keeping up with promoting clubs online and other various things that they do at that production company.
Yeah, right.
So, which is great. I think the Daily Press Group is what they're called. Really solid outfit, and I really enjoyed working with them, which is great. You know, as I said in the invoice, I'm like, guys, great shoot. You know, really professional. Love working with you. And
Oh, good.
they both paid within 48 hours, which is amazing. But also wrote back and said, yeah, it was a pleasure working with you too. So hopefully, it's good. Anyway, my story was that I got a message from a mate of mine who I'd worked on the interrogation with, my fellow
Yes.
detective, Dave.
Oh, yes.
And so Dave's like, oh, Maxie, what about an AFTRS shoot? Not this weekend, the next weekend. I have to pull out because of scheduling. So I know he's got a paid job come in, which is fine. It happens. So I thought about check my diary. I'm like, yeah, I can do that. Because, you know, I'm like pulled right back on free work and student films. But when it's AFTRS and,
AFTRS
you know
is
what I
good.
mean?
Yeah.
Really good. So it's will be my second time working there. And so I'm like, yeah, fine, no worries. Just go, great, because I've talked you up. So I'm like, oh, brilliant. So I had a little Zoom catch up after reading the script for the first time on Friday afternoon
Oh, yeah.
with the writer, director, etc., producers. And it looks really good. Like it's it's heavy.
Well,
It's-
I've auditioned recently. I was going to bring up during podcast, obviously. I've auditioned recently for many things. A lot of
Okay.
auditions, like AFTRS, like student films and stuff.
it's that time of the year, is it?
Yeah, exactly. Well, graduation stuff, and
Oh, yes.
we're waiting on hearing. I'm waiting on hearing back from a few of them. Heard back from
Right.
a couple of them. Good news and stuff like that.
Okay.
So what's the AFTRS film called? What's yours?
Under the Bridge,
No, there must be heaps.
I think it is.
No, I haven't heard of that one.
But it's about a father and a daughter, a very fractious relationship. The wife has died earlier.
Would you be the father?
Yeah, she's not.
You sure?
She's not.
Make
that,
sure you read the right one in the audition.
But it's really full on. Like this.
Oh.
He's alcoholic, construction worker, and a fractious relationship. Obviously, not coping very well with the situation.
Mm.
And his best way to cope is to keep using the sort of language he uses on the construction site with his daughter, and little attention, and you know, cope with everything by drinking. So
Nice.
it's full on and quite different to anything else I've done. So no businessman, no
You're gonna go
detective. No, turn up drunk.
Yep.
They're kind of like, look, you know, we can do reads over Zoom. I said, listen, the best way for me is to just keep working with the script. The way I'm approaching it is I'm going to look at different ways to work each scene.
Mm-hmm.
And then sort of settle on a few options that I can then bring to Thursday. So I'm off book, of course, but also able to bring a few ideas.
Yeah.
And then 2 hours on Thursday, you know, blocking and working through the scenes with the full cast, ready for the Friday, Saturday, Sunday shoot. That's enough because I want to be still relatively fresh on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so I can sort of things can still come to me in the moment.
Yeah.
Rather than having several Zoom catch-ups and read-throughs and the rest of it. I want to sort of... Because in my head then, even coming to Thursday's rehearsal will be everyone else's way of working through it and feedback on, you know, the different scenes. So they're happy with that, which is great. And I'm looking forward to stretching my legs on Thursday. Having had a week of corporate stuff, to sink my teeth into a full-on character that I won't normally sort of play.
Yeah.
Is really good.
Definitely.
Think of Ben Mendelsohn in a number of things, but Animal Kingdom in what was that television series? Deadwood, I think it is.
Blood.
On Stan in Australia.
Okay.
Where Blood, I can't remember anyway. But again, same sort of portraying, you know, a guy with several layers of issues, and does so really well without being over
If
the
it's
top.
the one I'm thinking of, it's Blood something.
Blood something, yeah, probably. Blood Wind, Blood Wood, Blood something. I don't know.
Blood something.
My God, I watch so much stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think what's interesting too, like when I had the meeting on Friday, what do you think of the character? I'm like, great. I love the script. Really well written. I love the character. I think he's got so many layers to him. It's like he doesn't wake up every morning wanting to be his worst and treat people badly every day. Like he doesn't wake up with that intent. He's not a horrible person. That's the effects of how he's not constructively dealing with the loss of his wife and the grief of his daughter.
Yeah,
and his own health, which is
It's
coming
gonna be a
into
big
as well.
one.
Yeah, and they're like,
So have you definitely got it?
yeah.
Yeah.
So they're basically their feedback to that was that's really cool because really we've had a lot of people in auditions going, he's a dickhead, and I like to play dickheads. It's like, well, he's not really. He's just a flawed character.
Yeah.
It's so human. He's not really good. He's not really bad. It's just he's a product of not knowing how else to deal with these really bad things that have happened to him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I thought that was really funny, you know, like you really, even if you get one page, like at least come with ideas on the character and a bit more depth and,
Not too
you know,
deep.
he's a nasty guy. I like playing bad guys or, you know, he's a dickhead or whatever.
Yeah, you don't want to come in with 2D.
God, because I couldn't help but laugh when they said that that was their feedback. They were really sorry to lose Dave, though. He was solid. I can see why he'd get that character. So, thanks, Dave.
Very cool.
Appreciate the leg up.
Well, the auditions that I've gone for, I've had a few, like I spoke about before, student films, and there was one. It's just we're waiting to hear back. Like there was one. I think I spoke about it a little bit where I would play a like a boyfriend who has committed suicide and
That's
but
right.
it was a very toxic relationship.
Gosh.
Then I auditioned for a war kind of short film, but like for the professional production, so I'm like dying. I think I spoke about that as well. There's been a couple others now. Like I just kept applying, and I've auditioned now for this other. It's kind of like a teen drama one.
That's pretty cool because they're so different. So that's
They're
really
so
interesting
different.
because the three are so different.
They're not all afters. Some are afters. There was a James C one.
Right. At least you're going for the right schools.
Yeah,
though.
exactly.
You know, we've learned, haven't we?
And Jess and I auditioned for a chicken and chips casting for Clubs New South Wales.
Well played. Nice.
So, but who knows? Anyway.
The good old chicken. I haven't
It's
been there
been
for a while.
yeah. Oh, and we heard back from like a horror short film, which we also auditioned for.
Awesome. Oh, what
Trying
a
to figure something out
fun
about
genre to play in.
It's so hard though, like to actually make it look not cheesy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But we actually, so all these auditions that we did, so with Grant, we've been shooting our self-tapes a lot more creatively.
That's good.
And people seem to like that now, even casting directors. So, you know, with the scene that we shot for the toxic relationship, we actually did it against a car outside and
made it a bit more everyday, a bit more relatable almost.
Exactly. And then it almost looked like the short film. Like Grant did it really well, and we cut it together. And then for the horror,
that's interesting because remember ages ago, well, it might have been our first few podcasts. You talked about the Australian actor in Stranger Things and how he had such a very different, unique, Dacre Montgomery.
Yeah.
And how he had a very unique audition tape, self-tape.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's chunky roles that are available in self-tape, even before the plague. So it's interesting now that you're actually experimenting with that. So even, you know, already you're learning and you're getting experience and you're improving just from all these auditions.
Yeah, and with the horror film, we did it like literally in the dark with flashlights and cut it together. It worked well.
That's pretty cool.
They loved it. So
that's great.
I think now, so obviously it depends. I think America's still very much blue screen, nothing else. But I think people are getting more into kind of like being creative with it. They don't maybe, unless they specifically ask for it, want a plain background. Why don't you shoot it, like if you can shoot it,
if it's set in a kitchen, do it in a kitchen.
Yeah, and if you can shoot it cinematically, cool. Like that shows them that you have these skills.
Yeah. And remember the TV commercial I auditioned for and had Fred in it. Speaking of being creative, I'm screaming at him.
Anything different, and
poor little guy.
That's why people are also going against headshots now. They want more action shots or red carpet shots because headshots are so, you know, they can be 2 years old or faked or you know.
And you're right, and that's so stylized, and the person who turns up looks so different. Like, don't be that guy. Don't be that person who looks different to your headshot.
And it's very actory, and no one wants that anymore. They just want you to,
You're absolutely spot on. And I think, remember red carpet came in. I think you mentioned that last year because your agent had mentioned everyone's looking for more real, believable showing.
Fingers crossed I get some at my screening for Not Today.
Well done.
There may not be a red carpet, but some sort of
make it happen.
That kind of thing. I'll just roll one out. I'll bring one. We'll fake
BYO red carpet. Why has this actor got this funny looking backpack? He's got his own red carpet.
And don't worry about it, guys.
And his own little light system that strobes, like there's press packs there all hankering for him.
Yeah, that's just
Cut away to the Cannes Film Festival a couple of years ago, then back to you.
Love that.
The montage to your popularity. It'll just be like a boomerang on your IMDB, you know?
Yeah. That'll be brilliant. Let's do it.
I think that's a great idea. And like I was talking to someone the other day actually about how social media is so important as another way to be believable because they're sure as they'll Google your social media if you're shortlisted, just checking out who you are. And I remember who was the actor? Tom Holland, I think, Spider-Man.
Yep.
And when he was up for that and being considered amongst others, and he knew that, he started working with stuntmen, and there was lots of him flipping and rolling and jumping on Instagram.
And he already knew gymnastics. I know that. He already did do a lot.
So it makes it even easier to see him in the role.
Yeah.
Right, on top of throwing whatever you can into self-tapes and auditions in the room.
Yeah. They definitely, social media plays a big part these days in actually casting people.
I'm looking at, I need to get, budget willing, need to get to headshots again, but less... Because you're right, and I think I've been thinking about the types of characters. Like, I really want to go prepared with 3 characters, and do a couple that are just headshots, and maybe a couple that are just editorials, like I did before. Because before was like I want to freshen up, and that meant new headshots and some new editorial sort of full body pics, whatever. Yeah, and it's exactly what I got, and I ended up with like over a dozen shortlisted picks from that one shoot with Sally Fleeg. It was fantastic.
Yeah, right.
I want to go back and I want to do against type because I've got, businessman, lawyer, doctor.
Yeah, some sort of style.
Detective.
Thing. Yeah.
So, I want to get like a raw shot, like looking down the barrel, just shoulders up, no top, just skin and giving it a look. Shaved. Clean shaven, I think, and I might do with a beard or stubble, So
you do that one first, and then you go and shave quick.
do the old, like the character I'm playing in this film, off the beaten track, the hoodie on, the hood up, and a very different sort of character look. So I'm trying to come up with a few different things that are just different. It might work, they might not work. They might inspire a few other different shots. Sally might have some different ideas, but just to get something meatier, character driven out of that.
Yeah, 100%.
So when something's being cast or I'm shortlisted for something, I can sort of pick one and flick it up there. There's me as the doctor with the blood all over me from that.
Yeah, perfect.
From that suspenseful horror shoot, like whether I'm playing a doctor who's not very good or or a serial killer or something. There it is. That's my profile shot. All of a sudden on all my socials
now. As well. Showreel. That's why showreels are so important.
Exactly, and I think that's why seeing you on the red carpet, it sort of legitimizes you as an actor, right? You look more real. It's the same as having a showreel where it's all in scenes, all from rather than all blue, all black.
But at the same time, if you only have a red carpet photo and no showreel, no one's.
No, I know. When I say adding legitimacy, at the basis, you should have some decent headshots in your pick and mix, and a great showreel. Yeah. But to add legitimacy, yes, there's you red carpet or at events at Q&As, meeting so and so, whatever. Even taking a photo from you know what I mean. That's that you're engaged in the industry. Yeah. And then they look at your showreel and it's you in all the scenes from all these different films, whether they be a short film or not. I mean, you filter prodigiously as you do with a showreel, but it just makes it easier for them to picture you picked up and dropped onto set. Yeah. Knowing that this guy can add to that character and turn up work fit and ready for every 8 episodes or whatever.
100%.
So much to consider now. But I think the more there is available for you to show yourself, social media or the online platforms, IMDB, blah, 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 the harder it is to work at keeping up with all the ways to show you. Because there's so many ways trip yourself up just by even having inconsistencies throughout all of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. God. You need to make sure they're all updated. Go through it. Yeah. Exactly.
Fun times. So before we go, thanks to our listeners who have been staying with us through thick and thin. Particularly hello to listeners in Glendale, California, and Durham, North Carolina. I'm pretty sure I said that incorrectly.
We
Keep listening,
apologise.
keep subscribing, and you're listening to Two Unemployed Actors. I'm Max.
I'm Sam.
And you'll hear us next time. Bye.
Bye.
Two unemployed actors.